This is Transformers 4 Age of Extinction Generations Deluxe Class Autobot Drift. The figure is part of the second wave of the Deluxe Generations Deluxe Class figures for the new Transformers 4 movie toy line. Here's a quick look at the packaging. It's got some fantastic artwork. These new Autobots are just looking so much more human than Cybertron. I'm still not buying that whole idea that, well, he's okay, in the comic books he was a samurai. We've gotten some samurai ninjas in the past in the cartoons with Prowl and all that. But again, it's like a human, it's a very human cultural element that they've superimposed onto aliens. I think it should have been the other way around. Not unless they're saying that the ancient warriors of Japan were influenced by these ancient Transformers aliens that taught them how to be samurai. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm just not, I'm not expecting a lot in this new movie. I'm expecting very good special effects, but other than that, story is probably gonna be crap. So anyway, here is Drift. It's an amazing figure. The engineering that went behind it, phenomenal. Paint apps are great. Transformation, the sculpt, the alt mode and robot mode are all amazing. The only problem I have, well, a couple of things. One minor problem I have is the points of articulation on the figure. I wish he could have had more. For instance, he does not have a waist swivel. It's so hard to pose this guy as a samurai doing all those dynamic poses without a waist swivel. Second, the hinge joints on his knees are severely hindered by the kibble pieces, so it's a little bit of a letdown. Also, they could have put an additional hinge joint for it's such a big piece. They could have made it into a rocker joint. Also, which really ticks me off, is that they didn't give him a wrist swivel joint. They gave him a hinge joint for the wrist, which is not even integral to transformation. It's just there. I mean, they could have easily made this into a swivel joint, but they didn't. It's annoying because when you post something like this, you need him to rotate the fist, and you can't. So that's one minor complaint. My major complaint really with this figure is its size. It's puny. Okay, I know all that inflation, economy crap. I get it. Okay, prices have gone up. Things have gotten smaller. A smaller pizza is now more expensive than years ago a huge pizza. I get it. But come on, Hasbro. This is the Generations, or the Universe Drift. Oh, no, yeah. Generations, I think. Yes, Generations Drift. Look at the size disparity between these two. This guy looks almost like a scout class with this guy. And on retail price, when this guy came out, he was like $5 cheaper, $5 cheaper than this guy. This guy's like risen $5 and shrunk considerably, like by 20-30%. It's just ridiculous, and you can easily see the amount of plastic that's been used has been severely diminished. That's my biggest gripe about these Age of Extinction toys. They're just not... They're great, they're fun to look at, they're something new, but as for value for money, they're just not giving me the value that I've always seen with Hasbro toys compared to like Mattel toys and whatnot. So anyway, again, the sculpt is fantastic. You get all the elements of the samurai armor. The backpack is not as intrusive as I thought it would be. It folds up very nicely. The engineering of the transformation of this backpack is just amazing. I wish they could have used the same thing with Bumblebee and with Crosshairs, but they didn't. Speaking of Crosshairs, he's even smaller than Crosshairs. I mean, come on, man. I swear, if the Tankor comes out and he ends up being smaller than Tankor, I'm gonna have a fit. I swear, with these new deluxes. Anyway. So Articulation's got a ball jointed neck, ball hinge shoulders, ball hinge elbows, hinge wrist, ball hinge hips, thigh swivel, hinge ankle, and hinge knees. Paint apps, stellar, just amazing. You get that metallic light blue over this blue plastic, just nice. That's where the logo is supposed to be. I suppose they got the rights to Bugatti because with sideways they never got, I think, the Audi logo on them. But anyway, accessories. He's got two katanas, cyber katanas, whatever. He can hold him that way or this way, but these are used. You can use this to peg the swords on his back if you want to. But they're really mainly used to peg it in alt mode, to store the weapons in alt mode. So he also has two extra knives right here. These are smaller knives. If you're giving this to your kid, your daughter or your son, make sure he does not lose these things. They're very small, not for kids below 8 years old. They store neatly here. I think this is more of like the stabbing small swords, where samurais use them to stab. They slash with this one and then they stab with this one. So interesting that they've given him several accessories. See, everything about this figure is just great. Had they made him bigger, he would have gotten a perfect score for me. So as it is, with alt mode transformation, detail, sculpt, accessories, and whatnot, I'm still going to give this figure a 9 out of 10. The only reason he's not a perfect score is because he's puny. Alright. So to transform him, there's a little bit of transformation involved. The hardest part is really these shoulders. Tabbing these shoulders, the front part of the car, onto the bumper. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Transformers, very, very easy. Alright, first thing you want to do, you want to go ahead and collapse the head that way, then fold it up this way to form the front part of the Bugatti Veyron. Then what you want to do is you want to rotate this piece, then unfurl the bumper. You can't uncoil the bumper while it's rotated here this way, in the same way you can't you cannot, it's just, there's no way, there's not enough clearance, so you'll have to curl it here, then rotate. Go ahead and straighten this one out. The swords, you just have to press them all the way in so that they don't obstruct any of the other pieces in transformation. Alright, just make sure you straighten out the elbows right there. Now the legs, go ahead and unfold this piece, the side pieces. Go ahead and fold the feet, and then transform him that way, and you form the rear part of the car. Go ahead and rotate this one. You can go ahead and collapse everything. These holes, they actually are pegs. These pegs peg into those holes. On mine, they're a little bit loose for some reason. There's a tab right there. You can go ahead and slot that in right there. They're a little bit loose. They don't stay as nicely as I want them to. And it's not the swords or anything at all. It's just the way they're designed. They just sit right there. They don't really snap in. They just sit right there. And these two, they go ahead and fold it up like that. And collapse the bumper onto his chest to form the front part and the rear part of the car. So basically you're almost done at this setup. Go ahead and fold the panels, samurai panel, armor panels, form the doors. And basically, as I said, this is the hardest part, is really collapsing the shoulder joint right there and just hooking all these pieces onto the bumper. So just do that, and then you tab this one in onto that, tab that peg onto that hole right there. And that's one side. This side, you just collapse it that way, right there. Autobot logo. If you can see that. No. Okay, there. And there you have the Bugatti Veyron alt mode drift. Pretty cool. Oh, I forgot. These things, they do store. Make sure that the weapons, the blades, they don't go under the foot because it's going to warp like that. So make sure when you're tabbing right here, just have it on top of the foot. It's fine. There's still a couple of millimeters clearance for this guy to roll. So there you go. And it's still gonna roll. Very, very nice. And again, he's small. This is crosshairs. Look at that. Well, the C7 I thought was almost the same size or smaller than the Bugatti, but look at that. Let me show you. He's longer and thicker. Yeah, as you can see it. Crosshairs is actually longer and thicker than Drift. Bumblebee, now this guy's really small, but as you can see, Bumblebee's even longer than Drift. So it's just really small. I can't get over that. I mean, the amount of money you pay for the new Deluxes, it's just crazy that they're smaller. Oh, I forgot. I don't know if you've seen the light piping, but he does have some light piping. I can show it, but I'm not going to. He does have some awesome light piping. Okay, let me show you. I'm going to transform him back. Let's see. It's going to be easier this time. He's still nice. I mean, I'm still gonna keep him in. As I said, I'm still gonna keep him in robot mode. I think he still looks great on the shelf. It's just that he's just so freaking small. I wished that it would have been a little bit bigger, just as big as Crosshairs maybe, but not to be. Go ahead and fold that up. Fold like that, and then there's a peg hole right there that you unfold, and you peg it on the back of his neck like that. All right, there's Drift in robot mode. All right. Let me show you his light piping. He really looks cool, but the face sculpt is just so human. It's such a human concept, a human face. I don't know if they're just doing it because they've also copied. They're trying to disguise their. There you go. That's the light piping. It's as good as it gets. Drift. Anyway, but he looks so human. Anyway, so there you go, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this video review. If you did, please click the thumbs up icon on the bottom. Follow me on Twitter, my toy purchases, Instagram for my toy sightings here in Manila. Check out all my video reviews and hauls on this channel, Chefatron. This has been the Transformers 4 Age of Extinction Generations Deluxe Class Autobot Drift. Thanks for watching.